Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Last episode we completed chapter 2, which was in Saladoria, and we ended the chapter by getting arrested by the police because we assaulted the bookstore owner who was working with the farmies, who were the vegetables and stuff, who were working with Minster Pumpkin. So we ended up starting chapter 3 here in jail. So we're in the Saladorian police station. So chapter 3 is kind of short. It's good because chapter 2 is kind of long. Chapter 4 is also going to be pretty long. So we get this nice little short chapter in between. So the whole point of this chapter will be escaping jail and then escaping the police station. So we're in here with a bunch of other vagrants, I guess, or maybe they're not vagrants, but they're just people arrested. We're going to find out that one's a resistance member. Mr. Turnip here, he's telling us about the resistance base. Alright, Parsley Forest, that's where we're going to be going in the next chapter to find that resistance base. But we talk with all these, talk with all of the inmates who are in here with us. And then Percy mentions that he thinks something's going on with the potato. Right here. Is the potato hiding something? Well, what we want to do is we want to hit the potato after we're done talking with them. Hitting everybody else doesn't do anything. You just kind of get a little mad. But hitting the potato makes him start talking. And he's going to give us a file. And we're going to try to use that file to, of course, file our way out of the bars. But before we get a chance to finish that, police are going to come and take us for questioning. So here we go, an officer is coming. Like I said, we're going to be taken to the interrogation room for the Pepper here, the chief. Lieutenant Pepper. I think in the original game, for like Macintosh, they, or the computer or whatever came on, he was Sergeant Pepper after the Beatles. That album, but I guess they didn't want to license that for this, for the Nintendo, the big release. So you notice he's green right now, but we're just gonna annoy him a bunch by punching the desk, punching his lights, getting the ashtray all over the place. We can even hit him, and he threatens us that we'll be locked away for life if we try it again. But you can keep doing it, and he'll never actually throw you into the jail for life. But we're going to annoy him by talking with him and never answering basically any of his questions. You're a resistance member. We didn't say anything. You were hiding. We're not saying anything. And now, see, he gets angry, and now his face turns from green to red. So that, how we know he's frustrated with us. And he's going to take that frustration out by doing something very evil here. He's throwing us in a torture room. And he's actually watching us through that little window. But I guess he doesn't really just want to... He wants to see us struggle, really. You know, I think of like Luke Skywalker and when he was getting thrown into the Sarlacc. Jabba the Hutt was like, if you'd like to plead and beg for life, you know, the great Jabba the Hutt will now listen to your pleas. Well, this guy just wants to see us struggle. And we can struggle by banging on the door. So after we bang on the door a little bit, he gets, you know, I guess he gets his fill of watching us, and he goes off to his office to do whatever he wants to do. And just let us be stuck here. So you just keep hitting the door, and eventually you see he leaves. Alright. Now, you still want to hit the door. After he leaves, check the door again. And you'll be told to hit it again. So hit the door 2 more times. It's going to rattle. Hit it again. Basically, if you check the door, then you'll see that it has, there's a keyhole in there. And when it rattles, that means that the rust in the keyhole fell out. So you can use your key now. Yeah, if you try to hit it once and then look at the keyhole, it says there's rust in it, and I'll show that off in a little bit here. because I'm about to do something very, very dumb. So, we get out of the jail here, and we see a cell here, another cell. And inside the cell is that garlic wanderer who we found back in chapter 2. And if we talk with him, we'll see that he still wants that donut. So, we can actually give him the donut. Let's just talk with the garlic guy for a little bit. Did you ever get that donut? Yes, we did. So let's give him the donut. But unfortunately, even though we give him his favorite donut, he forgets what he wants to tell us. So we're going to have to come back a little later to talk with him again. So what we're supposed to do is just go over to the right, and there's a few rooms over there. But right now, like I said, he forgot what he was going to tell us, so we'll have to come back later. Now, something you can do here is if you keep hitting the alarm, what'll end up happening is it's pointless to do this, just waste time, but I just want to show it off. Keep hitting the alarm multiple times. It's the game basically telling you stop doing this because you have to hit like, what, 6, 7 times. But eventually, the police are going to come get you and toss you back in here. If you're tossed back in here, you just want to check the floor. And your key that you used to get out of here is on the floor now. Take the key back. And we're going to have to use the key again, but you'll see here, we'll hit the door. Now, just like if you try to use the key right away, there's still like rust there on the door. See, I knocked the rust out of the keyhole. That's why I have rattle. Now we can use the key, and we get out again. Alrighty. Now, actually going to head over to the right. It's a small jail. This room is actually Lieutenant Pepper's. You can try to go in there, opening the door, but Percy's going to stop you. It's like, it's too risky. Alright, so that's our clue to get out of here. I'm going to move over to the right again. And even though Percy gives us a lot of bad advice here. He's like, don't enter, don't enter. But if we try to go the other way, the only other way, we have a room full of policemen. They're all carrying paper lanterns, so maybe we can find a paper lantern. Unfortunately, we can't talk with them, and we can't fight them either. There's too many of them. Fight. There are too many enemies. Alright. Like I said, fighting though in this game is just basically rock, paper, scissors, So what you want to do is you want to go into this room here, which is actually a supply closet. See, it isn't locked. Let's move into the door. Can't take the fire extinguisher because it is empty. There's a few things in the supply closet that we're going to take. We don't need to though, but I'm just going to take them just to take them. Like I said, the game is nice in that after each chapter, when you finish it, any items that you don't need for the rest of the game will be removed from your inventory. So for instance, we're going to take paper and that bucket. Don't need them for anything, so when we start chapter 4, they're going to be out of our inventory. And Percy usually makes a comment, like at the end of chapter 2 there, he was like, I dropped a bunch of stuff when we got arrested. When we got into Saladoria, he's like, I dropped some stuff when I was sneaking past the guard. Same thing here. He's going to basically say like, oh, when I ran away from the police, I dropped some stuff. So we take the paper, just take the only thing you really need to take here is the rope. And you can be mean and you can punch the sickle. They won't let you take it. It's too awkward to carry. We can hit it and break it. So, yeah, now they can't use it on us. It's not important. You don't have to break the sickle. It's not like that. Like I said, the game is very lenient. It's not going to kill you like Shadowgate and Deja Vu and The Uninvited. Alright. So we basically spent enough time fooling around here that if we go back to Mr. Garlic, he will now know what he wants to tell us. So let's talk with him then. get a new item from him. Want to see what I made? Yeah, let's see what you made. A toy grenade. He carved it out of a bar of soap. Maybe we can use it as a joke. But we're not going to use it as a joke. We are going to use it as a way to get out of here. So, now we're going to have some leverage. With that grenade, that fake grenade. And the garlic guy's like, yeah, don't try to save me. Oh, alright. We'll let you go then. But we will save ourselves. So you want to head now. Now we can actually go into this room because we have that grenade. Oh, and he's still mad. You see he's still red there? Now that rope that we took, we're going to use that to tie him up. But he's not going to go quietly. You basically have to basically force him into submission. So if you try to use the rope on him right away, you'll say like you can. He's not going to sit still, let us tie him up. But we can force him to sit still by using that grenade. Like I said, even though it's a fake grenade, he doesn't know that. It's so realistic. What's that, a grenade? Can you talk with him? No, don't. Stop, don't pull the pin. Don't. Alright, so now we can actually use the rope on him because he's submitted to us. Alright, tied him up. And even though now he's tied up, you still, like, can't hit him. Basically says, like, he's too strong for us. Now, that made sense when he was, you know, untied. But now, like I say, try to hit him. He's too much for us. How? He's tied up. And unfortunately, we can't take his picture. We're going to leave. I'm going to head back to the supply closet. Head on back in there. Because now there's going to be a new item inside the supply closet. We got a paper lantern. See in the upper right corner there? Remember, all the policemen had paper lanterns. So let's look at that lantern. That's a lantern carried by police officers. Well, let's take it. That'll be our ticket out of here. Is it going to be useful? Yes, it will. It's our ticket out of here. Let's get out of here. And now when we go over to the police, over to the right, we can have the option of using that paper lantern and basically sneaking past. So yeah, boss, the policeman will see us. Well, let's use the paper lantern. Again, we can't fight our way out. Use the paper lantern. The lantern, well, okay, I'm holding up the lantern. Percy's the one to say, maybe we should carry the lantern as camouflage. Good idea. And now that we have the lantern, we can get out of here, go out. And, sorry boss, I lost some of our stuff when we were running away. And that's, like I said, the base and the paper. But yeah, so that completes chapter 3, I mean. We'll be back for chapter 4 in the next episode. Take care, have a good one. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.